So we're going to talk about 3 trends that have died on YouTube this year, and the first one being Let's Play Gaming.
Yes, Let's Play Gaming is where you are doing walkthroughs and gameplays, and you're filming that. It's usually super long form. This was popularized by creators like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, the big 3, so to speak, in the gaming space. But you can even look at their own content. That is not even what they are doing today and was working for them. And they were the leaders in that trend, and I think in some ways they are evidence that it is long since past its expiration date.
So what would you say to somebody then who is trying to start a gaming channel? What would be the best way to approach it if that's what they have on their mind right now?
So I've seen actually a lot of successful creators do gaming and still grow in that space. I don't think gaming is purely oversaturated as people like to say it is. And I don't think that gaming is dead or impossible to grow in. I saw a lot of creators grow during the pandemic. People like Poland, he grew to well over 100,000 subscribers in the pandemic by combining it with challenges within the game. Skip the Tutorial blew up. He averages more views per upload, I think, than PewDiePie now, even though PewDiePie is just semi-retired. But still, you have a creator with, I think, less than 5 million subscribers getting views comparable to somebody who's a legend with 100 million. And the way that Skip the Tutorial does it is he's combined challenges, lore, facts, storytelling, all kinds of interesting aspects because he's making videos for gamers and people in the gaming culture.
Good.
That supersedes the value proposition and the viewership of any single game itself when that's what you're doing. So I would start to say that content creators who want to get into gaming need to make videos for gamers instead of videos about video games.
Good.
I think that's the difference.
That's great. And then number 2, you would say is daily vlogging.
Daily vlogging is long since been dead. Rest in peace to that. But I do think that, Casey is obviously the person who can make vlogging great again. I think that he is somebody that inspires people, and he's the reason a lot of people decide to start vlogging. But I do not think the brute force attack of daily vlogging is what it used to be and is a way to grow on YouTube. Same thing for the long form gaming. It used to be something you could do that would really gain attention. You get all this watch time. You could kind of abuse that aspect of the algorithm. Daily vlogging was very similar because of the binge looping watch sessions. But here's the thing. Most people, unfortunately, their life is not more interesting than the person watching them. Mm-hmm. And that is why people cannot break through in the vlogging niche the way they wanted to. What I have seen work, because I know that's the...
No, yeah, I wanted to say, because Ryan Trahan recently did a gnarly series of daily vlogging and blew up his YouTube channel. So what would you say would be different in his approach?
The thing is, he didn't really do daily vlogging, but he did take you on an adventure every single day, which is, by the way, what Casey did. Ryan Trahan is not the next Mr. Beast. He's the next Casey Neistat, but he will be bigger than Casey for many reasons beyond the fact that Casey has a family now,
right.
Has semi-retired, but comes back and everything. Casey's beloved, and I take nothing away from him. He's one of my favorite creators. But Ryan Trahan, I believe, is his successor and for a new generation. And I believe it's because he can take us on these adventures, and he is a master storyteller. So is Casey. And Casey was taking us on adventures. Vlogging is not interesting without novelty and without storytelling. And I think most people have not given the time to craft and to learn storytelling, but also their life may not have a novelty aspect to it, or at least that's not what they're portraying or filming on camera. I also don't think you can fake novelty. I think that the great thing about Ryan is the authenticity, the fact that he puts himself in these situations, and the thing is he's determined to make them succeed, but he would still film it and put it out even if it failed.
Right.
And that is something that I think is unique because we don't just get the glam and we don't just get the highlight reel.
For sure. And
there are stakes.
So, okay, I'm envisioning some girl. She wants to start a lifestyle channel and she just wants to make daily vlogs. What are you going to tell her if hey, miss, if you really want to grow your YouTube channel, do?
Well, I think for that, you have to figure out in your lifestyle, because you can grow with lifestyle vlogs. I've seen that be successful. Natalie Baru, she does great with this, and she started really by sharing her journey as a college student. There are plenty of people. I see the lifestyle niche when it comes to college students, especially women in college. That has been tremendous because it's very relatable, but there is also novelty to it. They incorporate things like it's different to, the lifestyle vlog of a college woman who's going to Columbia is not the same as the one going to the local community college.
Okay.
However, even that local community college student could have an interesting story narratively, and they have to define what is the novelty if they're going to stand out in that niche.
Dude, that's
you can't
so good.
stand out in a niche without novelty.
Yeah, so storytelling is just huge altogether nowadays. Like before, you didn't have to tell a story, you could do random stuff. The third thing was something I grew up on watching a ton of, and that was pranks.
Yeah.
So why does it not work now? And what have you seen with people who've grown prank channels and how they've even had to pivot?
Well, the reason that pranks fell off was multiple reasons, including the dreaded demonetization aspects of it. But it was also because a lot of the personalities in the pranking niche, they would take things too far. There were things in their own background sometimes that would compromise them. Pranksters and prank content is vulnerable to backlash, cancel culture, accusations of fake pranks,
Right.
and that's often the case. Real pranks are dangerous and sometimes have actually had problems, accidents, harm, or even resulted in committing felonies. And so pranking is high stakes, which is why people love to watch it. But those high stakes actually make it very hard to make it sustainable as a career because you're constantly putting something in jeopardy in some cases. What I think is making pranks come back is I think there is a such thing as wholesome pranks. We see a lot of that in YouTube Shorts content lately and everything like that. We see a lot of family pranksters, but the thing is, it's wholesome. It's not in any way abusive, and it's not mean-spirited. So that makes a difference. It's not as viral or as entertaining as the previous genre, but I do think that considering the monetization aspect, considering the social responsibility aspect, considering YouTube's policies, that like pranks have a place, but they are not going to be what they were. Sure. Pranks now lead more to both spectacle and storyline. You can look at content creators like Gideon as an example and everything like that. He's one of the most popular and popping creators right now, one of the most relevant. And if you look at it, there's not stuff that's really dangerous or that problematic about what he's doing.
Yeah.
And so I think that he sets a good framework for what the future of that niche and genre of content could look like.
Yes. So I hope you grabbed some of those principles. Not to say you can't vlog. You can vlog with intention and story. Not to say you can't game, but game and help other gamers and figure out ways that you can provide value with your content as opposed to just posting random
But also
videos.
giving them a community. Gaming is about community. The vlogging is also about lifestyle and therefore also about relatability and representation.
Yep.
And then pranks are supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun because the reality is it's a prank when it's fun and nobody gets hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and people have been getting hurt.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. Well, so cool. Thanks for talking about that. And if you want to check out his book, Create Something Awesome, we'll post a link to it down in the description below. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.